There we go. That's better. Anyways, what's going on, guys? Welcome. Hopefully everybody's doing good this morning. Back on the Alpha Clash. Hopefully we can get some games in, talk about some of the decks, talk about just whatever comes to mind when it comes to Alpha Clash. I might even try to start organizing all of the cards that I need to do for in-person games, which is something I've definitely been putting off. But either way, hopefully everybody's doing good this morning. And if I can, actually, I gotta switch this real quick. Because let me take that off. But I gotta take off, or I gotta undo some of these chat boxes so I can see them. Let me see. Pop this out. All right, that's good. And then pop this out. Maybe even set up for doing some of the readings, because I still do need to, or still do want to do the reading of the actual graphic novel. That would certainly be a lot of fun. Let me move this. Over on this side. Same with this one as well. There we go. Kind of in a rush this morning. I mean, kind of in a panic, man. I got so many things going on right now. And I have so many appointments this week. Yesterday, normally we stream on Wednesdays. Or that, that was the plan, to normally stream on Wednesdays, but it turned out I had an appointment yesterday, and so I didn't get home till like, I don't know, like 2 something, almost 3, and I was like, shit, I was like late, and I didn't get anything ready yet, and it was just like, man, I'll just wait till tomorrow. So that's why we're doing it today. Hopefully next week we could get back on track and do that. Yo, Mr. Yow, what is up, dude? What do we think about the new art for Here Comes the Boom? I tell you what, man. The new arts that have been dropping have been amazing. I really like how they implement a lot of the comic in it. So some of those are my favorite. The surprise one, I really like the surprise one. That one is pretty amazing. Even Grand Park Chicago, I really like that one. That one's absolutely awesome. There's so many really good new arts that they are doing. I wonder on the TTS, do you know if on the TTS they got them updated? I actually haven't been on it recently, or on the actual deck website. Let me go back. I wouldn't think they would. I wouldn't think it would be on here. Because they don't do any like alternate arts. Let me see here. Yeah. There's Here Comes the Boom. But that's the old one though. Yo, Armin, what is up, dude? Good morning, man. Good to see you. Good morning to everybody. I don't know. I mean, it could be not morning where you're at. For us, it is 9:30 in the morning. So I got up about 6:30. I already made a video this morning on one of the other channels. So things have been crazy. Like recently because we do 3 YouTube channels, and one of the other ones one of the other channels that we're doing, a new game came out, and it's been just like nuts trying to do stuff for that. And it's so much. Like, I got so much going on. But definitely good to see you, man. Yo. Let me actually pull this up on the... Let me put this up instead. The Discord pictures and stuff. No? It won't let me do that? Okay. Yo, it won't let me put up the Discord pictures. That sucks. There we go. We put that in there, though. There is the new booster box. Yo, I cannot wait for the discarded as well, man. It is... it's going to be nice. I mean, even getting new support or getting more support for, you know, many of the other factions. Probably my favorite. Oh man, who do I like probably the best? I don't know. I'd probably say the rogues. I mean, I still probably like playing rogue the most out of a lot of them. So it'll be interesting, like how they, you know, how much more support they get. Those are probably my favorite, though. Looks like Lynn and Flair will be contenders. Lynn would be great. Lynn would be great. I haven't really got into red a whole lot. I really haven't. Like, it... I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I just really haven't got into red a whole lot. I mean, I certainly love white. I certainly love black. I really like Lynn. Lynn is amazing. So it's going to be really nice if that happens, you know, have her in there. Yeah, I'm reading the Discord chat and stuff right now. And if you haven't seen, here is the art as well. There is the Here Comes the Boom, if you haven't seen that, which looks amazing. I mean, it's certainly better. I really like this one better than the old one, the original. Like his face right there and the art of him coming down, it looks a lot more intense. You know, a lot more like the boom is really gonna come. But in draft box, so you know, will you be able to pick it up? That's going to be the question. I mean, are you going to be able to pick it up in draft box? There's so many, I don't know, so many new arts. I can't remember like if they released, I don't know, y'all are going to have to let me know. Did they release the odds for packing alternate arts? This is another one. Definitely A+ on this thing, man. Yo, this one is I definitely like this one much better than the old art, because I don't know, it just feels like with Deliverance, you can take any Clash card, right? Obviously, barring like counters or whatever it is, but you could take any Clash card and send it to Oblivion, like no matter the cost, no matter the power, no matter the health, no matter anything, you can send it away. And so this this image of Deliverance just captures all of that. And look how big he is. Yeah, I know. Red is broken. And that's part of the reason why I kind of stay away from it is, I don't know, it just feels like, I don't know, like there's always a deck that you're probably the most scared of, and red is always it. It feels like. And so like with red, I don't know, I just like tend to stay away from things that are the easiest, or tend to stay away from things that are the most meta, or tend to stay away from things that are the most widely used type of thing, even though it'd probably be better for more W's, more wins. But I don't know, just it's probably the reason why I tend to stay away from it in a lot of the decks, even going all the way back from set 1. I really like this one too. I really like Surprise. This is another new art that looks amazing. Really like this one. Hunker Down, that was the one that we did on the channel. The other ones are really good though, and I really like this one. Grant Park, Chicago. Still one of my favorite Clash grounds. But again, you know, like I said, I probably like playing Rogue the most out of all of them. But that one does look really cool. Gone. Raging Plasmax. This one's another really good one. Yo, shut the hell up. I'm going to kill both of you. That's good. Man, I love how the cards just are like taken almost directly or literally taking, you know, from the novel or from the comic itself. To show like how the character is formed, you know, how the character is, you know, becomes the character that he is. And why he does, what abilities he has. Mean Streak the Unstoppable. Yo, I actually saw the tweet about that. And let me pull it up cuz I don't know exactly what's going on. I'll be honest, man. I don't know exactly what's going on. I did see the tweet about it though. And I didn't read it. And so let me look it up real quick. Cuz I never actually read the whole thing or never like got a full grasp on what exactly is going on. Machina has been a sore in our testing, but we have hope and clarity. Yeah, Machina's like crazy, bro. Like I said, red has been tough. Like red is tough. Yo, the red suit, yeah. Let me look this up real quick. How can I switch it? Okay. So we got the tweet right here. MetaZoo Games closure. Okay, it is with heavy heart that I must announce that effective immediately, not just a month from now, not 6 months from now, not a year from now, not closing down, etc. Immediately. MetaZoo Games will be closing and shutting down all operations. I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone in the community for an incredible 4-year run that we had. MetaZoo Games was started during the pandemic and provided a home and created a culture that revitalized the TCG industry, launching a new wave of card games that now number in the hundreds. I'm proud to have been part of that, and you should be too. Unfortunately, that era has passed, and faced with logistical and product gridlocks, MetaZoo Games can no longer continue to exist in the current economic and collectibles market. It is my hope that MetaZoo can continue on as an IP at some point in the future under new ownership. I look forward to that day. Special thanks to all MetaZoo artists and staff, both past and present, that made these past 4 years possible. The memories we created will be something we cherish for the rest of our lives. More information will follow and be communicated via Discord channel when it becomes available. So, yeah, completely shutting down and no longer be making it. It's scary. I mean, obviously you don't know what's going on behind the scenes, you know, with the owners, you know, the up tops at Alpha Clash, you know, all of the, you know, things that they're talking about in here, the economic state, the collectibles market, the logistics, the everything that goes into making a TCG successful. You know, I can't imagine how much, not only money, but time it is. And I don't know how deeply they were invested in what they were doing and how, you know, how the current economy is, how the TC industry is right now, TCG industry is. I mean, it's kind of scary in a sense. It definitely is a little scary. Um, but I don't know. I mean, I obviously with all of the, I feel like Alpha Clash is different though. I feel like the direction they're going and where they're headed, and you know the way that they're going about everything. I don't know. I just feel like it's shouldn't worry. I shouldn't worry, and I shouldn't have this. It's gonna be interesting what it does to like the cards though. That's gonna be interesting. Yo, Grant Park might be getting hit in combination with another card. Yeah, that'll be interesting too. I mean, like I said, that's probably my favorite Flash ground for sure. Yo, Drake, what is up, dude? On one hand, MetaZoo and AC started from very similar places. On the other hand, AC is alone. MetaZoo was yet another collectible critter. Ah, man, what's it? There's stinking emojis down there at the bottom, like block part of the text, and I can't see what it says. Trying to cash in on a Pokemon, probably. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously different than AC, and I'm sure that it's gonna affect some things for sure. But as far as you know how it goes for Alpha Clash, I think Alpha Clash is gonna be fine, honestly. But I mean, it's just interesting that there's no notice, no anything. It's just completely just shut down immediately, and that's the end of it. So let me see if I can find something else. Now, just curious, chat, does anybody have any of these? I mean, obviously they're not going to make anymore. So you would think all of the prices would go up, right? I mean, doesn't that kind of make sense? I mean, certainly never was a thing that I particularly got into. I don't know, just because it's, you know, kind of not really my style, but I never did Pokemon. I mean, my little kid did Pokemon, you know, or the kids did Pokemon. And we did like Pokemon stuff, but I never got into collecting the cards. I never got into Yu-Gi-Oh! I never got into any of those sort of things. I did play Magic though. I mean, I did play Magic quite a bit. But that was the only one really. Even though I did kind of, I guess, play Pokemon, but that's only because my you know, the kids did. But this is definitely different, I think. AC is probably more comparable to One Piece, except AC is brand new. And One Piece isn't. I don't know what One Piece is. Probably gonna pop by for Sunday. Nice, dude. That's cool that y'all are around the same place. We have a there's a store that is somewhat close to me. It's about 70 miles from me. And so I actually might want to go to I think I might call them one day and like go down there and see what day they have like stuff going on and see what day they, you know, are doing things down there and maybe maybe go by and check it out or something. Yo, Captain Waffles with a new deck. Could be just updated though. Could be just updated. Ooh, a nice black green. All right. Okay, this looks one action card, 2 accessories. And pretty much the rest just clash cards. One Piece was the original. Dragon Ball, that was another one that I never did. Naruto. I only know what that is. I mean, I don't know what that is, but I only know what that is from the kids. And then Yu-Gi-Oh! That's cool, man. I mean, there's certainly a lot. So, I mean, it'll definitely be interesting, you know, to see what happens and see if anything follows. Like, I guess that's kind of what, I don't know. Maybe that's what I'm more interested in. Maybe is seeing what follows afterwards. See if there's any fallout from it. If it actually affects any other TCGs, see if it affects, you know, the economy, see if it affects anything like that. Does it scare people? Does people run away? Kagan is a gutsy choice with that few greens. So yeah, Kagan takes a massive amounts of resources. So 4 total greens, right? Kagan takes 4 total greens, and Pestilence right here, this one, I don't know. I don't think I'd ever want to give that one up as a resource. So you're kind of relying on Magnate the Tyrant and then the other Pestilence. Yeah, I mean, you definitely could be in a situation where, especially towards endgame, that you still don't have 4 green resources at turn 6, where you don't have 4 green resources. I wonder if there's ever going to be a time in which we get a wild. They ever talk about that, Drake? Where there's going to be some card that's just a wild that could be any color you want it to be. Bandai is horrible. I mean, I like their board games or their video games. But so whenever a clash card you control is defeated or sent to oblivion, you may engage this card. If you do, draw 1 card, then up to 1 clash card you control gets +1/1. Activate the portal. So is there anything really that we would care if the portal is open or closed? If the portal is closed, you discard 1 card. Okay, so no effect on that. Whenever a clash card is sent to oblivion from the clash zone, that's again not gonna affect that because it's discard. That means it's from your hand. So I mean, looks like you're gonna want it open, right? If the portal is closed, return this card to your hand instead of putting it into oblivion. Well, no, I take that back. Because Death Agent of Dark, you definitely would want to keep that closed. Keep sending that to oblivion to keep triggering death. One to the end of turn, then you may put the clash card with an initial resource cost of 1 or less from oblivion to your hand in the clash zone engaged. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it is a little weird. Like, you know, you want this to be open because you don't want to be discarding cards because there's nothing in your hand that wants you to discard cards. I mean, I guess you can retrieve it with restoration, but then I mean, it is just 1. But you can only do Moxie, Pestilence. I mean, you could do Moxie, Pestilence, and Death. So there are 3 cards from there that you could just get back if you do have it closed. Or if you do have it open. And so I would think that you would want it to be closed the whole time. And then with it being open, I don't know, even though you got to discard a card. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just easy to get it back. I don't know, it's interesting. I mean, I'd certainly give it a shot. I'd try it. You know, we can give it a run. Give it a run and see how it works. You may send target accessory to Oblivion. If you do, then all other Alpha Clash cards you control get +1/0. All other alphas. I mean, the flight is nice. Obviously, flight is nice on this. So that's a good thing. But all other alphas, which is Kagan. And that's it. So all we're going to have is Kagan and Magnate that's going to be able to benefit from that, or Kagan, if he's even on the board, which you don't even know if he's going to be on the board because he takes 4 green resources. Yeah, when it comes to new Clash buffs, I was experimenting this week to see what would happen if they were free, like back in set 1. Death was the only one that threatened to be that good. That's fair. I mean, that's fair. I mean, this is almost the first deck. I mean, I don't even think about putting a deck in that doesn't have a Clash buff, right? It's never really even crossed my mind to really put in to make a deck that didn't have a Clash buff. So you may activate the portal. So, I mean, there are certainly multiple ways to go back and forth. If you keep track of it, you know, from open to closed, you want one to be open, you want Pestilence to be open, you want Death to be closed. You do have multiple ways to go back and forth. And then the Harbingers, initial Clash cards with an initial resource cost of 4 or less get triggered defeat. You may pay 1 resource of any color to return this card to your hand instead of putting it into Oblivion. So Spatial Gateway is nice because you can obviously trigger Spatial Gateway and then trigger Death right here and then get the card back. And so that's kind of nice. You may draw 1 card. During the draw step of each player's expansion phase, they draw 1 additional card, then discard 1. You could always use Magnate's Trap too. Clash cards with an initial resource cost of 2 or less. So we could use Magnate's Trap probably as a resource as well. Moxie's is nice. What is hers? 2? Resource cost of 2 or less. I always like the Moxie Sharpshooter. Yeah, I mean, we'll give it a we would give it a run if we end up playing a game today. Certainly be interested to see, you know, decks with no clash buffs. But then, like, everybody that's looking at it right now, if anyone were to play me, they're like, oh, wait, you ain't got no clash buffs. I already know that. Yo, Spatial Gateway, War of the Second Horseman. How many things work on him that probably shouldn't, particularly Clash Grounds? Yeah, I mean, Red, I mean, we were talking about that earlier. Red is beast. And like, I really like playing anything that's not red and, you know, just trying to figure out how to win. But both Machina, War, Reds. This is crazy. Like the trigger defeat with War Second Horseman. Oh man. But I guess, you know, I guess you do have a way to get rid of it. Wait, what is Magnates again? He's 3? Oh, he's 2. He's 2 as well. So both of them are 2. Moxie 2 and Magnate 2. Has anybody in chat been doing the webcam tournaments over at the tavern? Feel like I certainly want to make some more adjustments to my Haven deck and be able to play with that some more. I did really like it. Yo, just went #1. Yo, what deck did you use? Just curious. Philippine players couldn't show up though. So how many people do you think that knocked out? I bet that's quite a few actually. Quite a few. But what deck did you use? Just curious. I mean, you don't gotta give out all the specifics, but just, you know, what type of contender, colors, etc., or whatever you want to share. Yo, the Hat Man again. I got you, man. You like using that. You definitely like using that. Oh man. Look at this, chat. Look at this. Now I am super jealous right here, right now. Beckett is I would say Beckett is probably the hardest, strictest company for grading cards. And a 9.5, 10, 10, and 10. Whose is this? Holy cow. Let me see. Let me see who it says who has this. What does it say? Sam? That's beautiful. That is an absolute beautiful card right there. I do really want to get some of mine graded. I have almost all of my cards that I have, like all of my collector cards, like baseball, basketball, football type of cards, sporting cards. Almost all of them are graded by Beckett, and I do have a few that is 10. But it's tough to get, man. A 10 is tough to get, even on brand new cards. Even on cards that are straight out the pack, it's tough. That's a good looking card, though. What did you win, by the way, Drake? Did you just win like a couple booster boxes or a booster box? Couple packs? Get a playmat? Man, I want some more. I need some posters, man. I need to get some of these posters printed. Like having this behind me, this right here. Like it's so boring. One thing I figured against Machina was run Torque hard and often as possible because the red-blue Machina has virtually no way out to stupid icons. Torque that I don't control. Did you already know before your matches, did you already know who you were going to be facing and what the deck was and all of that stuff? Or was it a complete surprise? That is such a good card. Hey, chat. Real quick, I want to show you this. I mean, this is completely off the wall. Completely off the wall, but not completely, but so I did this a while ago, a long time ago. This was many, many, many moons ago. I made almost an entire set of this. If I can find it, how do I? No. I'll just have to put in a screen capture. Display capture, yeah. Okay. So a long time ago, long time ago, I've always been huge into DC, right? And so I started making DC Magic cards. And I made, I don't know, a whole bunch of them, like 100. Almost an entire set. Like pretty much almost an entire set. Pretty much an entire set. To use instead of regular Magic, I made DC cards. And so I tried to like make them to where they fit with everything that was going on in the DC comics and lore and all of the sayings and all of this stuff in here. And I'm curious, you know, what do y'all think of these? I'll show y'all a couple of them. I always wanted to get them printed, but I never did. I actually faced the other finalists before locally. Showed him all my different decks, and he showed me his Machina. It actually inspired me to upgrade Hatman to white to the latest version. Yo, that's cool. I mean, obviously that worked against him, you know, being friendly. Being friendly worked against them. So this is Wonder Woman. Here's Mara. And again, like I put these little quotes on the bottom down here. The absence of water is not my weakness. It's all of, well, I guess it's supposed to say all of yours. all of yours. And so here's Mira. And then I got good old Dark Side. Hail Dark Side. I even put down here at the bottom like a actual comic that it came from. This, you know, image, I guess, came from specific comics. And I didn't change I didn't like some of the things in the card I didn't change, like take for example this right here, legendary creatures zombie giant. Like I had to, I don't know, group them in specific ways that was kind of true to like the original card itself. And so that's why some of them aren't quite like that. Same with Mira, you know, legendary creature, a siren, kind of. And then same with Wonder Woman, Angel. You know, it's fairly close to, you know, what they are as like actual creatures. And so, yo, Matt, what is up, dude? They didn't make DC cards. I made these. And we got Black Canary. Mother Eve, a woman I barely know, has put her life in my hands. A life that spans countless centuries. Black Canary. Quote. End quote. I'd share some lists, but most are primed for Vegas, keeping them under wraps for now. So that's curious, Armin. How do you test that? How do you test that? Like you have cards that or you have a deck that you want to use for Vegas, but you're not exactly sure how well it's going to stack up against other decks. So you kind of have to practice, but how do you keep it under wraps in that sense? Do you find people that you know aren't going to Vegas and people that you know like in person that aren't going to share them, I guess, and then test it that way? Or how do you test like the decks that you want to use in Vegas? Batgirl. Human Soldier. Yo, they look sick. Yo, Matt, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I put, so like I said, I made about 100 of these, right? And I made about 100 of them, and I don't know, man. It was so time consuming that I finally just stopped. I finally just quit. I couldn't invest any more time into it. And so I just quit and stopped. So I didn't do like all of them. So here, let me look. Let me show. So this is from, like I said, this is from Photoshop. Whoops. Mira. God dang it, stop. I don't know why. I guess I only did the first 8 and made them actual images just yet. So like I said, I made like all of these different ones. I even made like instant cards and all of that stuff. Yo, I have not, but I'm always eyeing their competitive scene, yo. Okay? I mean, that's fair. Whatever it takes, man. I know you don't want to, obviously, you know, spoil anything for your, you know, give up any of the stuff that you are doing. Yo, Dead Man. This is one of my guys, dude. I love Dead Man. The gift of foresight. Try to pretend like you understand what's important. I don't know if you could like actually see the image because it's probably pretty small on your screen. Trench King. Let me see if I did. I think I did. Pretty sure I did lands and stuff. Oh, even did artifacts. Katana's Blade. Artifact creature. Oh, yeah. See, I did. Amnesty Bay. There we go. Anyways, I just thought I'd show that stuff to you. Just for fun. I got into a huge kick of trying to make all these. And so like I said, I got all these. I made them to where it's like almost like a template kind of, and that way I could just go through them and you know, I made a template for it. So it was pretty easy once I got everything like good, like with all the text in here, the symbols down here, the top, and then the text image. It was pretty easy once I got everything up and going. But I did spend so much time on it. Are we going to be streaming Suicide Squad later tonight? I tried to join the clan, but they don't have a join clan feature, weirdly. Matt, we're going to be on Suicide Squad at 1:00 p.m. We'll be on at 1 p.m. Find it more important to see how the deck performs than to lock it down. Vegas is ways out and a ways out. Yeah. And people are going to come up with everything eventually. Try and counter build me. I say bring it on. Yo, guys, bro. I'm so jealous of y'all being able to go to Vegas. I mean, I don't know that I can't go yet, but I so want to go. So our oldest and their roommates just bought Tekken 8, right? They just bought Tekken 8 and they are I'm trying to convince them, being like, hey, you know what? What we should do is we should go to Vegas and y'all could play Tekken 8, which I think would be a lot of fun. You know, give everybody a reason to go. But I don't even know what I'd run. Like if I went to Vegas, like sure I'd want to win. And I don't know. I would be the one that would probably try to come up with a deck that everybody thinks is garbage. And try to come up with something that people aren't expecting. You know, something that's completely off the wall that, you know, you might have played a few times. I mean, to me, I don't know. It just feels like it's perfect for Haven. Like that's probably who I would bring. Honestly, that's who I would bring. Or like imagine I could probably just show up with a Moxie. Let me just show up with Moxie. People be like, yo, what in the world are you doing? Only if it was only if Warcry came out. I would definitely rock him. Warcry or Lin, if either one of those came. Ryotin? Is that how you say his name? Ryotin? Also got the death deck. He probably used this in what? One of his videos? Interesting. What do y'all think about the strategy of having only 3 cards of a bunch of different ones? How do y'all feel about that? Like, I get the benefit of having, you know, multiple options, but I would feel like the more you have of 2 or 3 cards, the less consistent it is. I would say that it's going to be a lot less consistent the more options you have available. But I'm totally digging the whole Flare Death combo. Kind of liking that. Whole lot of action cards, though. Whole lot of action cards. Only 3 Death's Doors. There's our second Horseman. Which is interesting. It's with Death Door. Off the wall garbage. No one expects. Yep. 3 of a bunch of different is a thing depending on your sideboard. I'm releasing a deck tech via Ryotin. Is that how you say it? Ryotin? This weekend that uses a lot of 3s and shows how to make it more consistent. It's cool. That's cool, man. That's good, man. He seems to be putting out a shit ton of videos. He seems to be doing a lot of content and stuff, which is good. I mean, that's definitely good. But, so we got Death, Agent of Dark, which is good. I like that card, obviously. Activate the portal on defeat. Target contender loses 2 health. Then that contender's controller draws 1 card. Yes, you are pronouncing it correctly. All right, cool. Well, we'll have to check that out. I mean, we'll definitely have to check that out. Search your deck for a card with the same name as this card, reveal it, put that card into your hand, then shuffle the deck. You may reduce the resource cost to play this card by 1 black for each Death the Relentless in your oblivion. I mean, that's cool once you get to, like, if you can get rid of, like, if you can get, what, 3 of them? I mean, can you get 3 of them in the deck? Or in the oblivion? So this one almost feels like this one would be really cool with Pestilence. Almost feels like if you have these cards in your hand, you have Pestilence, you got to get rid of a card, put it in Oblivion, discard a card, put it in Oblivion, and then get 3 of them in there, and then get this one out. Bro, it's free money every time. Like, you can create like a loop cycle. But obviously that would be pretty hard. I mean, you'd have to draw 3 of them. And so that would certainly be awesome custom cards. Yo, thank you. I mean, you talking about the ones that I showed like 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago? Oh, true. Facts. So she'll always be 1. So, okay, so that just brings 2 of them in there. So if you can put 2 of them in there, they'll still cost 1 generic every time. Which, I don't know, man. Imagine using this and like, this is your only black in your hand. Like, imagine this is your only black in your hand. You have something else. You know, red, green with a death in here. You can get or my blue white. Ooh, my blue white with death in there. You just get 2 of them to Oblivion. And then they're only going to cost 1 each. Just random stuff like that, bringing something like that to Vegas. Like, nobody would even expect that. Like, nobody would even think, oh, what is going on here? And it's basically a free death card, just one generic resource every time you play it. I don't know. I think that would be kind of cool. I mean, it might not make sense. You know, why have a random black in there? But I don't know. I mean, if you could make it free, you know, just 1 resource cost. We all know Flare does Flare things. More Flare, more Flare. Trigger victories. Like I said, I haven't really played red a whole lot. But this one's kind of interesting. Like, I had this same sort of problem with Haven. These sort of cards that have 1 attack, just like Haven. Haven has a trigger victory one that is pretty nice. But how many victories are you going to get with 1 attack? Deal X damage to target clash card where X is equal to the number of clash cards you control. I like that. Yo, it's better to play Death Relentless to get the cycle going. It's true. Then when she costs 1, she's so cheap because of the spatial gateway. But they have Death's Door. But yeah, I like it with spatial gateway. I do. Each contender loses 3 health, and you may activate the portal. If the portal is open, whenever a clash card you control is defeated or sent to oblivion, target contender you don't control loses 1 health. Whenever a clash card an opponent controls is defeated or sent to oblivion, your contender gains 1 health. I mean, this is a pretty cool effect. It is pretty expensive, but this is a pretty cool effect if you can get, you know, L's and stuff. Or, you know, obviously wins. Especially if you can drop Here Comes the Boom. Would that trigger every single time, or does it only trigger once? Whenever a clash card you control is defeated or sent to oblivion, target... Wait. Whenever a clash card an opponent controls is defeated or sent to oblivion, your contender gains 1 health. So if you were to do like Here Comes the Boom, and boom, it just wipes... Does this only trigger 1 time, or does it trigger for every card sent to oblivion? And also another question is down here at the bottom, this whenever a clash card an opponent controls, that's not attached to the if a portal is open, right? This just happens all the time. So whenever a clash card an opponent controls is defeated, that happens regardless if the opponent, or regardless if the portal is open or closed. And then if the portal is open, then this triggers. I mean, that seems how that text is reading, but it could be that this second paragraph is attached to the portal being open, but it doesn't seem like it would be. Otherwise, why is it in a separate paragraph? That's certainly curious. Two damage to target clash card. If that clash card is defeated by this effect, create a 1/1 red war minion token. Hot take, spatial gateway better than Death's Door. Death Door, not that Death Door isn't powerful, but it's a lightning rod for cheap clashes and will last 2 turns tops. It's kind of a card that only works on someone once. It's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, if I was going to put that out there, I'd almost make sure that I'd have... Are there other counters? Are there other counters besides for the Clash card counter that counters... that counters Clash Grounds being played? Send target Clash card with a defense power of 3 or less to oblivion. That's pretty cheap, man. 2, that's pretty cheap. We know this one, we know this one, we know this one. That's a good way to get rid of them. Casualty at war with this is nice. But that's not going to trigger because that's defeat. And that's defeat. And that's defeat. They're all defeat. And that's defeat. Okay, I mean, you trigger death like the actual contender. Actually, two things can stop Clash Grounds: Warzone and T-Bone Vindictive. Nothing can stop actions or buffs, though Gotcha can stop traps. Because I was thinking that, you know, maybe if you can delay it, delay Death's Door by a couple turns by countering anybody that places a Clash Ground. But obviously in this deck, you're not going to have a blue T-Bone. And what Warzone? That's a action card, right? Warzone is an action card. I don't even remember what color it is. Let's see. It's red. Oh, it's an actual Clash Ground. Shit. So T-Bone's the only card that's not a Clash Ground. You may only activate this effect when an opponent plays a Clash Ground. Send that Clash Ground to Oblivion. It does not interplay. Then this Clash Ground. Yeah. Okay. And this has to be on the board in order for you to even play it. So yeah, so there's definitely no way to stop it. Answer your question about decks for Vegas. 2 to 4 people get together in person to test specific decks, cards, and matches to filter out what would be the most viable options for Vegas. That's cool, man. I mean, I've been trying to find, you know, people around here. And it's strange, as big a city as this is, that it's been tough. I mean, for the amount of times that I've been to the card shops, the comic stores down the street, that it's been a almost discouraging process to try to talk to them. And I don't know if it's like the owners. I don't know if it's like the community. I don't know if it's like the just that. I don't know. Maybe they're just brainwashed. I don't know, but it's certainly been difficult. 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay. All right. Hey Drake, have they said anything about the comic itself that's going to be coming? Like teasers for it? Like how it's going to be structured? Is it going to be like a continuation of whichever one, or is it going to be more like a series? Like I don't know. We did one. Let me see. So, back on one of the other channels, I played a game called Gotham Knights on one of the other YouTube channels. And Gotham Knights, which, you know, is a video game, they, you know, obviously partnered with whoever it was that partnered with whoever and made a 6-episode comic book. And so we got these right here, which we do have all of them, all 6 of them. And these comics, you know, like they're regular comics, you know, 25 pages or whatever, that told the story of the video game, kind of. Told the story of, you know, or a version of the story. You know, it doesn't really tie into the regular universe, you know, and things like that. It's like it's separate own sort of thing. But is that what it's going to be like? Is it going to be something like this, where it's like a series of so many comics itself, like 25 pages, 30 pages? Or is it going to be like a continuation of this book? Just another episode, because this one's long. This one's, how many pages is this? This is, can't even see it. Doesn't even have page numbers. But I'd certainly be curious in that, you know, if they've said anything or done anything. I'm actually going to see if this is online. I wonder if it is. Probably isn't. It is not. It's very interesting. Yo, have not heard anything about the comic, though. If the book is anything to go on, the comic will probably stop before Operation Corner Office. If adapting The book in order discarded should be there. Okay. I just wasn't sure if they were going to make it like an actual book, like the Awakening one, where it's many pages, where it could be, you know, that many pages is like, I don't know, 6 or 7 or 8 actual comic books, right? Or if it's going to be like the size of an actual comic book. But I'm curious. This card right here, chat. Where does anyone have that? This Haven, this is Haven, right? Right here. This looks like the TCG Kickstarter. Yo, I have never seen this card. Dude, I want this Haven right here. Which card is that? Like it's too blurry, like I can't tell, but that card looks awesome. Or maybe it never made to print. Because all these other ones we've seen, all these other ones have, you know, come out, but this one right here, oh. I would love to be able to get my hands on that. Oh, I didn't even notice that. You're right. It's 1/1 right here. It's a bountiful collector. It's not even the correct stat line. Does anybody have it? Have you seen it? When they, I mean, Drake, you did the Kickstarter, I assume. Did you get this card? Or did you get a different version of it, or the original, or the new bountiful collector? Yo, you've seen pics of that printed on eBay before. That's crazy. Man, I bet that is very low print. Very low print. I don't know how, obviously, you know, other people get a hold of stuff, and certainly makes things more valuable. I want to get the digital. Is there a digital copy of The Awakening? Wonder if there is. I wonder if I can actually get to it via. Oh shit! You know what? No. That won't work. Um. I need to see if I can find the digital copy of this, because this is another one that I think would be a lot of fun to read or do in a stream, because we could probably get through this in an entire stream. The book. Yo, there might be a delay in chat. I don't know. I mean, I guess there could be. I wouldn't think it would be that much. There was. I mean, I seem to, at least when I've asked questions somewhat fairly recent, Drake has responded anyway, and it seems like that it's not too much of a delay. But I don't know. I mean, like I said, I can't see it on your side, so I don't know what y'all see. Maybe y'all see something different and hear something different than me. I mean, I don't know. Some of these do have quite a bit of text on it. I mean, not like we couldn't get through the whole book, but it actually probably would take a little bit. Cicero, Chicago. Yo, mean streak. The book smells so good. It still smells like fresh. Because if you did, that would have shown some fucking respect. Curtis, please, man. I guess I'm full. What was that about anyway, Lenny? Money. Where is it? The money. I only had 60. I wasn't going to give him anything. 60 is good enough for now. See you later. I'm going to get that asshole. Leave him, T-Bone. He's got a mean streak a mile wide. He's nothing but trouble for us. It's funny. T-Bone doesn't look that big in here, though. He doesn't look that big and mean and tough. He looks a little bit skinny. I mean, he does look kind of big, but not like crazy big. Not like in the cards. He doesn't. Seems like he's bigger. Fort Hood, Texas. That's right down the street. I actually might read if we can get a copy. I think I'm gonna read it next Wednesday. Do it for next Wednesday. Achoom. Yo, Alpha Aster. Nice. Not the comic, the novel, just to be clear. Wait. No. I don't have the novel. I don't have the novel. I just got this. This is the only thing I got. The book though, I have a digital copy. I do have the digital copy of the book. And so, but I don't have the actual novel. Like the physical copy of it. So I was kind of curious if they made like a digital copy of this. because I would read this. But I mean, I guess we could do the novel. I just think the novel, I was thinking like what would be cool in the novel is if we, like, if I put up the, what do you call it? The cards, like during the sections that we're talking about, like while I'm reading the very first chapter here. Actually, you know what? Let me pull this up. I want to see what it looks like actually. Let me pull it up. What the fuck's my password though? No, that's not it. Shit. I don't even remember my password to my own damn email. God, I have so much junk email. It's crazy. The file is an EPUB file. And so I don't know what to use for that. How do you read books in an EPUB? Yo, 7 novels. What is up, dude? Welcome, man. It should be open in a PDF reader. You know what's crazy? I don't have PDF. Like I don't have any sort of PDF reader on my computer. That's nuts, right? It's nuts. I'm gonna download this program. See if it breaks my computer. Probably will. Holy cow, it's like the slowest download in the history of downloads, and it's only 111 megabytes. It's literally taking 20 hours. Not too weird having a dedicated PDF reader. Okay, cool. Cool. I mean, I use only this computer for like we just use it, like I just use it for gaming and content creation, and that's it. I don't use it for anything other than that. I have very few programs on here. I have Adobe, Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Premiere, and then a bunch of game stuff. Streamlabs, Discord, but that's it. And it's a computer that we built. So there's basically nothing on it. So there's no like pre-downloaded content. I even still look. I even still have free Windows. So I still have this activate Windows, go to settings to activate Windows that's stuck on my screen. So I don't even use like real Windows. Okay, let's see if we can add something. Add do we add a file? Well, let's go over here and let's try. Ah, familiar with that watermark. All right, that's fair, man. Alpha Clash. Table of contents. Part 1, The Awakening. I don't know. What do you think? You think that text is too small to do during stream? You think it'd be too small? Like if I was to read this during stream, right? Do you think people could follow along, or is the text too small? Lorna could feel the excitement pour of Dr. Olson in the waves. He was near rapture. She stepped out to reach in his case. He decided to celebrate with an awkward hug and a coffee-laden kiss. Katie Couric would have hung in there, though, she thought. Peabody, she told herself. Prepare the collider, the beams on my mark, ordered Ciota. She leaned towards the screen as if the room had tilted her towards them. 3, 2, 1, mark. This is it. Olson burst out, almost grabbing Lorna. Her strategic step side worked as intended, for he grasped only air. It's readable. See, I think it would be really cool to do it to where like there was the comic or had the cards that like the cards in the set, like cards in set 1 that would pop up during each of these sections. Like which card in the game fits towards this large Hadron Collider at CERN in Geneva, Switzerland. There is I don't know. I mean, I think it'd be really cool though if you could, like, if I was to read it, have a card pop up of the actual, like, what's going on that's in the set one that fits towards this section. Because I'm sure every single section has cards that are associated with all of this stuff. I don't like, though, how it's on both sides of the page. I don't like that. Claire's apartment, Detroit, Michigan. You could probably do that. Obviously there's lots of Claire cards. There's lots of, we don't have a Claire's apartment. Claire stood from a restless sleep. She kept her eyes closed as she roused, trying to capture the fleeting images of her dreams. Of a town that looked like Geneva, of an explosion. They seemed important. Messages of something that early had happened or would happen. A vision that would set her on course. Suddenly, she sensed a presence. Her eyes shot open, focusing on a face hovering above her own. It was a girl, barely lit by the ambient light in the apartment. Her face was pale gray of the undead, her eyes like slits, black and devoid of a soul. "Claire, are you awake?" asked the girl. The shock of the undead vocalization propelled Claire out of her semi-sleep state. "Ye gods!" She sat upright. The young girl stood, unfazed by the outburst. Collecting herself, Claire spoke. "Yes, Haven, I am awake. Why are you up, honey?" It was not the undead, just an 8-year-old Asian girl that she had taken in the year before. Claire found her in an alley, hiding behind a dumpster, alone and hungry. Her exact origins were unknown. The poor girl said she couldn't remember her real name. Claire didn't ask any questions. She just felt there was something about the girl that drew Claire towards her. In her travels, Claire had seen many abandoned children, refugees, poor or abused. This child stood out. I don't know. You mean narrate it like making it into your own audiobook and then flash relevant cards on the screen? Yeah, that's what, yeah. Just like that. I would just read it like that, right? And that little page, I just read the page on the left. Like I read that page and there would be a card up, right? That would kind of associate what's going on in the book with the card in the novel. And so, I think that would be really cool. Because like if somebody just tunes in, right? It's not like the graphic novel that we were just looking at, which I was thinking, man, it'd be really cool to have it'd be really cool to have like the graphic novel in this sort of thing. And because that has, the pictures and the text and all of that stuff in there. So people, when they're watching, they could see what's going on. And sometimes, like when you're listening, you can just, I don't know, I guess have the card be as a reference, which I think would be awesome. Damn, in the back of her closet, Claire opened up a safe concealed within the floor. She withdrew bricks of cash totaling $360,000, 4 gold ingots, and a dagger in an ordnance sheath. She slid the dagger from its sheath for a quick inspection. Rolling the dagger by the handle, the light of the room played across the mystical ruins etched in a line down the center of the double-edged weapon. Claire flipped the blade a few times, familiar with its balance. She smelled like reuniting with an old friend, sheathed the dagger, and tucked the weapon in her waistband. Then she drew a Colt 45 M1911. So right there, that part right there with the the Colt 45, the 1911 weapon accessory handgun that pops up on the screen. Then she drew a Colt 45 M1911. Boom, right there. Handgun with a shoulder rig and holster from the safe. Once again, Claire smiled, this time at the memory of a dear friend who gifted her the pistol long ago. I think that'd be perfect. I think that'd be really cool. But it'd be so hard. Like, it'd be so hard to go through it because, like, I haven't read it yet, right? And so, like, I don't know what cards are, you know, relevant. I guess like if I were to make a video, not during the stream, but make a video of it, of me reading the whole thing, which obviously would be multiple videos. And like one side of it would be text, the other side would be a card of on the screen. And so, I mean, that could certainly be doable. Because then once I read the whole thing, I would have an idea of what cards go with what and take notes along the way. But I'd want to do it during live stream. I'd definitely want to do it during live stream instead. I think that would be funner. Funnest. Yo, Range Rover Autobiography 50th edition with a 5.0 liter P525 V8 gas engine. Carpathian Gray, and it was magnificent. United Nations headquarters. Obviously, we have a clash ground that's the UN. Okay, well, anyways, guys, that's just food for thought, I guess. But yeah, it'd certainly be a lot of work, no doubt. Yeah, it definitely would be an assload of work. Trying to pick out all of the cards in each of those sections, but man, that just would be really cool. How long has it been? All right. I mean, maybe because I was thinking that, you know, the whole idea of, you know, doing the streams and stuff would be to try to play games online. But this is our third stream, I guess, third week. And it's really difficult to find games and play games. So maybe we need to be doing something else. Like maybe we need to be, I don't know, maybe we need to be doing it actual webcam matches instead and only doing webcam matches. But again, I don't even know how to set that up. Like for a stream to be able to see that. Wait a minute. Oh, look at that. We got 2 people in. We have 2 people in the chat right now. Maybe they be playing a game. Oh, nice. Nice, dude. The 2 guys that are in the thing. One of them is trying to get help learning how to play. Okay. I got about 20 minutes till my appointment. Yo, you got one? They're not legally for organized play, though. Yeah. I mean, we need to put ours together. The problem with ours is, like, we don't have enough cards. Like, we don't have enough to complete the sets and stuff. That's why I haven't really put ones together, because last time we did a webcam one, I think, like, I don't know, I want to say like 8 cards or 10 cards. I had to actually take a piece of paper and write in it, and then like slide it in the sleeve and say that this particular card was this particular card, you know, and pretend like it was the card. So certainly takes a lot. I mean, it takes a lot of packs to have enough for in-person and webcam games. I mean, I don't even have enough. And I think this, I don't know, we've done maybe 3 booster boxes. I mean, I got enough for some stuff. It's just like every time I try to put together something that I want to use of my own stuff, I'm always missing something. Always missing some cards somewhere. So, anyways, I guess I got a doctor's appointment, another doctor's appointment at 12, so in 25 minutes. So we need to probably take off. Maybe next week what we'll do is just read instead of try to play games or something, because I'm not sure how to find people to play games. I've tried, but doesn't seem like there's ever too many people looking to play. At least me, anyway. But either way, though, thanks for everybody that came out today. I mean, even though we just talk and bullshit, which is fine. I mean, it's cool. I love talking about this stuff and love, you know, discussing it. But I don't know. Maybe next week we'll read and stuff and try to do the comic and stuff. And I'll see if I can work on some of that stuff. But anyways, guys, if you haven't already, you know, just follow if you're new, subscribe, like the YouTube channel as well. So you go head over there if you want to do that, because we're on both YouTube and Twitch. So either one is fine. But anyways, I will see everybody again soon. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate y'all. See y'all again.